Welcome back to Hoosier Homes and Hustles. I'm Miss Indianapolis Real Estate, aka Jessica.
And I'm Stacy. And welcome to a dose of host therapy, because hosting is not for the emotionally fragile.
That is so true. So today we're sharing some of our not quite perfect reviews. The ones where guests say they had an amazing time and then leave 4-star review.
Or a 3 or worse.
So let's laugh through it together, because otherwise, if we don't, we may just cry.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you remember your first bad review?
I do, actually. It was in our very first short-term rental, and it was the very first Super Bowl weekend that we were in operation. And everything seemed to be fine. At one point that evening, he even asked if he could check out late the next day, blah, blah, blah. We said, it depends. It's on our cleaner's schedule, so let's check with them, which AKA is us. But at the time. And so we needed someone to fall back on, right? And unfortunately, we weren't able to. So unfortunately, we're not able to accommodate that. Normally, we do when we can. But in this case, we weren't able to. So if I think everything's fine, we go in to clean, and we notice quite a few things are missing, but like really random things.
Like what kind of things?
So like one knife out of the knife set. They had broken into the owner's closet, and they had taken one whole big roll of trash bags, like a Sam's Club size of trash bags.
Okay.
Some random sheets and pillowcases, not the comforters, not the TVs, nothing of more value, really random things. And we noticed when we went back on the cameras to be able to have footage for Airbnb claim, they had flashed a wad of cash in front of the camera. I don't know what the purpose of that was. Anyways, the review came back stating that they did not like the location. They did not feel safe. Yet they never mentioned that they also asked to extend their stay. Right. So that does not align at all. And oddly enough, this guy's name was Rob, which was funny because it's he basically told us in advance what he was going to do. He was going to rob us. Yeah. And then I was telling this story to a few friends a year or so after the fact, and they're like, don't you think maybe they went to go murder somebody?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The knife, the sheet, the trash bags.
And I thought about it. I was like, oh my gosh, you're totally right.
The money?
They probably did. What was the money about? I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, it didn't click with me at first, but they were really random items to take.
Yeah. You could explain if maybe did they have teenagers with them? My teenagers are always throwing away forks and knives.
No, it was just 3. I think it was 3 adults.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just very interesting.
All right.
And that was one to where it actually affected our reviews for a long time, because they didn't have the policy about, reviews against the host.
Yeah.
It took a year. So once they initiated that policy, then we were able to get that review removed, but it did kind of hurt us for a little bit.
And you said it was a 1-star?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that hurts. So my first bad review, I feel like you remember the first one because it hurts your heart so bad. You worked so hard. I had a property where the guests brought dogs in, and it was not a pet-friendly property. And I was new enough as a host, I was still watching my cameras. I've gotten past that now. I don't watch my cameras anymore, but I noticed there were dogs. It looked like multiple dogs. And from what I could tell, I think at least 3. And I wasn't sure what to do. I knew they were on property, but I was like, do I confront them and then make them mad? Mm-hmm. Or do I just wait for them to leave and deal with whatever happens? So I waited, and the dogs had been left in the garage unattended, or not in a crate. And they pulled down insulation that was in between the studs of the wall, in a lot of places. So there was just insulation everywhere.
What a mess.
Insulation missing. Yeah. So
surely that couldn't be good for the dogs either.
No, I would not think so. It was all in the yard too. So it was a mess. And there were some other damage inside the house as well. And same thing. I charged them for the damages, and then magically I think it was a 3-star review about how awful the house was, and the house was fine. They were just mad.
It was awful after they left.
Right. Yeah. So you want to get into just a few other random reviews that we can't stop thinking about?
Yes,
I've got one.
Let's do it.
I had one the other day that started with, the first night is so short, it should be half priced. I just thought that was funny because
it's folks don't understand how hospitality lodging of any kind works.
A hotel would be the same. Right. Any other short-term rental would be the same. I didn't even know what to say to that, but I just thought it was funny.
It was. Yeah, that definitely is.
How about you?
So here's one I had. It was said, the place was great, modern look, modern design. Only thing was the back streets to get to the house was full of potholes. The city should come and patch it. True to their point, we don't have control over the alleyway in a downtown area.
Right.
So we cannot control that. So that's unfortunate that that's something that's just going to be there. But at the same time, that shouldn't affect our review.
Well, and I've tried to fight those with Airbnb, and they usually say, well, it's reflective of the home and their experience. But it's nothing you can control.
Yeah.
So I've got one. We enjoyed the house, and it was very clean, comfy, and organized, but didn't realize from the listing that it's basically a village of vacation rentals. That was fine with us and wouldn't stop us from staying again if we were to visit the area. We just thought it was more of a residential area from the listing. So this one I think is funny because this was in the Smoky Mountains where they have zoning and they don't want short-term rentals in the residential area. But really my question is, how did that impact your stay?
Right. Like, why am I even taking the time to mention that?
Yeah. How would a residential area be any different unless they're just really wanting to like meet locals? I didn't get it.
Right. Which if you want to meet locals, go to the bar.
Yeah. So it was in a resort. I'm sorry.
So I had another one. This is the only cabin on the pond with no direct access to the water. We watched the other families play in the water, but we could not because the dock is fully enclosed.
Oh.
You also can't drive to an access point and there's nowhere to park. There's also a catch and release pond, so no fish for dinner.
Man.
Well, if you looked at any of the photos on our listing, you can tell that the dock is enclosed, and that's for safety purposes, especially for anyone coming that has young kids.
Right.
Also, I don't know that I would be wanting to get into said pond or lake, snakes,
right.
all the things.
No way.
And also, there are multiple areas within our listing where it's mentioned that it is a catch and release. And thank God they didn't fish and then bring that into the cabin.
Oh, yeah.
And then it reeks of fish.
Right.
But it's one of those things that people just don't look at photos. They don't read anything, but it's one of those things like we made proper expectations with our guests. Had they done that, that shouldn't have been an issue.
Right. I think most of these reviews, that's the case. Like as hosts, you try to be proactive, you try to over communicate, but at the end of the day, people are looking at hundreds of properties. They book one and they forget which one they booked. And they might have seen that at another place. But that's kind of a funny review. This one was funny. Okay. The back porch is nice and top porch is too. But if you want to sit on the porch and look out, the railings are in your view line and you'll need to stand to look out. Also, everything is wood.
So they booked a cabin.
This is a cabin.
In the woods.
In the woods that's made of wood.
And did they not look at a single photo?
I mean, first, okay, the railings on the porch. So she's talking about that. These decks are high, like 20, 30 feet off the ground. And the railings are sort of required.
Yeah, for safety.
For safety purposes and whatnot. So if you're sitting, you might not, your view might be blocked by the railing. And again, like the potholes, there's nothing I can do about that. The wood part, I mean, every photo shows a wood cabin. So I don't know what I can do about that, but I think this was a 3-star. I was like, man,
for safety.
Tough. Yeah.
For safety.
Right.
I mean, nobody likes safety, apparently. Between my dock and your railing, no one likes safety.
No fun, Jessica. We're not letting anybody have any fun.
Okay. So another one of mine. Personal touches were amazing. Cute coffee bar with the syrups, one-time use bathroom products, etc. The cabin was very clean and had everything we would have needed supplied if we would have cooked at the cabin. The bed was comfortable with plenty of pillows and blankets. The only issue, which are trivial, was that there was no full-length mirror, and the shower in the master bedroom was not great for someone who does not want to wash their hair, so bring shower caps. So first of all, there was no photos, nothing in the listing stating that we provided a full-length mirror. Second of all, as the owner, we have showered in that shower multiple times, and I have long hair, and I have not washed my hair, so it is doable. I will say you can't please everyone, obviously, as this whole episode is about. But I will say, guess what? We now have a full-length mirror, and we now provide shower caps.
I've never had anybody ask for shower caps. I don't provide that, but I probably will.
They're super cheap. You can buy them in bulk, so not a big deal. Yeah. But to me, that's something that
you still so give specific too.
But you give a 5-star review, and that's a private note you send to the owner, like, hey, we would appreciate this. Maybe consider it for future guests.
I mean, if that's the only thing bad about the stay, I think a guest reading that would be like, okay, this must be an okay place if the only thing was a shower cap.
Lack of one.
Yeah. So I actually have put full length mirrors in all my cabins too, or all my properties as well.
It was the only one, but it was the only property we've had that didn't have a full length mirror. And the mirrors we did have in there were fine. I'm just assuming you're at this cabin out in the middle of nowhere.
What you look
exactly. Like you're not going out on the town or anything like that.
Yeah, that's funny. I know we mentioned this before, but I have several reviews that are like, this was a perfect stay. This was a great stay. I can't wait to come back. 4 stars. Please don't come back if you're giving me a 4-star review. That hurts our rankings.
It does.
Then I have another one that I get kind of often on a remote property. This one was a 3-star. It says, our experience was good. Just a few things. There's no service on our phone. And Wi-Fi is not good. If someone wants to live remote, then it's completely fine. So this one, the phone I can't control. I don't know what your carrier service is like. I have Verizon. It works fine. I've never had an issue with my phone, but I have had people say theirs doesn't. So, I put in my listing, it just kind of depends on your carrier and service will vary. And the Wi-Fi, I mean, it is remote. It's on a mountain, is not high-speed internet. And I do put it in my listing, but I'm actually okay with reviews like this because I'm hoping it's weeding people out that need to come stream a meeting that's super important and can't. That's not the property for them to stay at. So sometimes the bad reviews are like helpful in reinforcing, like, don't book this if you need blazing fast Wi-Fi.
Right.
So
that's fair. On the topic of reviews, we're all a part of all the Facebook groups.
Right.
I found a funny one recently, and it was the guy had an absolutely amazing stay, but he hates the color yellow. So he'd only give it 1 star because he didn't want to see 5 yellow stars.
No.
What kind of crap is that?
I would ask for that to be removed. That's ridiculous. Surely that's fake.
I hope so, because I would be irate if I were that host.
I would too. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we've officially proven that you can't please everyone.
Right. You could have the best, most cleanest property, best beds, best coffee bar, and someone's going to be mad that their porch railings are in the view of their mountain view.
Or the first night wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
Which last I checked is kind of how nights work.
Right. So here's the thing. The bad reviews aren't always bad because sometimes they help us as hosts.
Your property isn't for everyone, and that's the goal. Attract the guests who are going to love it, treat it well, and leave happy.
Which means that sometimes those not quite perfect reviews act like a built-in filter, and it's actually going to help you find the right guests.
So hosts, read the review, take the valid feedback, which we both did, and the shower caps.
Yep.
And if there's anything, then laugh about the rest.
Exactly. Or you'll drive yourself crazy.
Yep. So hosting is a marathon, not a sprint. And if we're honest, those quirky reviews do make for some pretty good stories later.
Yeah, I feel like we can talk for hours on this. So thank you to all of our not quite perfect reviewers out there. You've given us entertainment and guest screening all in one.
All right. So that's it for today's episode of Hoosier Homes and Hustles, Host Therapy Edition.
Yeah, this has been good.
Yeah, definitely.
I got a lot off my chest.
Good. We are stress-free now.
Yes. Yes.
Let's hustle smarter together.